If you want to buy real estate and you don't want to be as that person who walks into the ditch with his eyes closed, then make sure you conduct due diligence on the property. Hi there, my name is Sesi Hundeyin. I'm a real estate lawyer with a decade experience in legal practice in Nigeria. Thank you for tuning into this video. On this video, I'll be sharing on due diligence you must conduct before you buy real estate in order to avoid costly mistakes. Do you know that buying property without due diligence is like walking into a ditch with your eyes closed? You're going to end in severe pains. Don't even try it. When you hear due diligence, what does it mean? In the context of real estate, due diligence simply means that everything you need to do as an investor to ascertain the state of a property to uncover the liabilities that are existing before you invest in that property. That is what due diligence entails in the realm of real estate. So, what are the things you need to do that will ensure that you don't make a mistake before you buy property? The first thing to do the moment you decide to buy property is to realize that there might be some liabilities, there might be some issues, there might be some challenges that might restrict or affect or limit your ability to enjoy that investment the way you want, especially in terms of getting a return on investment. So I'll give you a checklist of the things you must do and how to do them when you are buying real estate so you don't make a mistake. The first thing you need to do is that the moment you decide to buy real estate, you must conduct due diligence on the state of the property. And this may entail you having to go and conduct a physical inspection on the property. And the aim of this is very simple. You want to ascertain and discover whether the property, the way it is, if you buy it, you'll be able to get value from that property. Imagine buying property in an area where there is no access or there is no motorable road. It's going to take you a lot of time before that property will appreciate, and it means that your money will also take time before the capital appreciates. So you want to understand, you want to uncover the state of that property. If you are dealing with a building, for example, a developed property, you want to find out the state of that property. Is it still habitable? Is the integrity of the building still okay for you to buy and occupy? Or would there be need for structural changes or structural maintenance? These are issues that will require you bringing in the experts that will advise you on that. That is it about the state of the property. The next due diligence you must not miss out, and if you do, you have nothing, is title. You must conduct due diligence on the title. Real estate is about title. If there's no title, there's no real estate. When you talk about title simply means the evidence that a person owns a piece of real estate. You want to find out if the person that is trying to sell to you has sufficient legal interest, sufficient ownership, sufficient proof to you to establish that he or she is the owner of that real estate. And not only that, you want to also understand and be sure that that title is not defective. The title is not problematic. The title does not have issues that will prevent you from enjoying that real estate. And I'll give you a very simple example. If you are buying property from a couple, property owned by a Mr. and Mrs., they are a couple, right? And you are only dealing with the Mr., the husband, you're not dealing with the wife, and it's owned by two people. You realize that title resides in two people. We are dealing with only one person, and it's difficult for one person to transfer title to you. So that person does not have title. Title is resides in the both of them. That is an example of the kind of complication that can arise if you buy property without conducting due diligence on the title of that property. The next one is you want to find out the status of the property, this legal status of the property. And this is very simple. Under Nigerian law, the government of every state, has a right to acquire land for overriding public interests. And when a governor acquires land in a particular area of a state, that land is known as a land that is under government acquisition. And it means that anybody that buys that land will not be able to get title from the government. That person will be stuck. So you want to find out the land I'm trying to buy, this property, this real estate, is it free from government acquisition or not? If it is not free, don't bother going forward. But if it is free, then you can decide to deal in that property. And how do you find this out? You can find this out from the relevant government agency, and it will tell you what the status of that property is before you put your money on it. The final one is encumbrance. Encumbrance simply means the issues that are existing on a title, on a property that belongs to somebody that will not allow you that is buying it to enjoy the property the way you are supposed to enjoy it. Encumbrance simply means that someone else has an interest on that property apart from the person who is trying to sell to you. A very good example of encumbrance is when the owner of the property takes his property and gives it to the bank to borrow money. We call it lending. We call it lending. So I lend money from the bank, and it will give the bank security. I give the bank my title documents to hold on to that title document. And if perhaps I'm not finished paying that loan, the bank still has an interest on that property, and I cannot sell. If I sell it, the bank can come and collect it from the person that bought it because they still have an interest in the property. That's an example of an encumbrance. So you must find out, are there any encumbrances that might limit your right to enjoy this property? If the answer is yes, you need to check, you need to think twice about it. The answer is no, then you're on your way to making a very good decision. How then do you go about this due diligence? The way you go about it simply depends on the kind of property you are trying to buy. You can do your searches, with the relevant government agencies, and they will reveal to you what the status of the land is. You can also go on physical inspection of the property to ascertain certain things about that property that you might not necessarily know when you just talk to somebody on the phone. The other way to do this is you examine the title documents of that property, and you'll be able to understand the issues that are there and what you need to do. These are some of the ways you can conduct due diligence. Now, when you conduct due diligence, what do you get in return? What you get in return is that you are able to make an informed investment decision on what is the background of that property before you even put your money into it. If you want to buy real estate and you don't want to be as that person who walks into the ditch with his eyes closed, then make sure you conduct due diligence on your property. I'm sure you found this insightful. If you did, please join me on the next one.